Man, that's unfortunate. You know, I was looking forward to seeing that fight. But you know, that's what we need in boxing. That's why we're registered in VADA. You know, I've gone through already, I believe, 3 or 4 tests leading up to this fight, and I'm sure, you know, Danny's gone through the same. And you know, that's just a fruition to VADA. You know, we need that to keep the sport clean and protect ourselves. You know, and that's why I feel like the sport's getting better. And you know, it's a good thing for boxing.
What does that say about a fighter? What do you think about a fighter that tests positive for performance enhancing?
I mean, you know, it is what it is. He's a cheater. You know, he can't do it on his own, and you know, he needs something illegal to give him that edge. And you know, it's not fair to the rest of the fighters like myself. You know, who we work hard to get to where we're at naturally. And you know, there's plenty of supplements and plenty of nutrition, you know, advancements that we have nowadays that people shouldn't be cheating like that.
You know, hopefully they don't disqualify the fight, but I'm pretty sure they probably did. But if they're looking for if the fight's off, you know, if everything goes good, you know, I'll be ready for June 1st after April 20th.
So you want to put your hat in?
Yeah, you know.
You win.
Yeah, of course.
Is that realistic, you think?
If I would fight, I don't know. You know, anything could happen. You know, boxing's crazy, but you know, I'll be ready.
How does that fight take place? You got to call Al and ask for that fight, or who makes the fight?
Yeah, I gotta call the boss man, Al Heyman, and Tom Brown, and see what happens. But first, I gotta get through Alexander for April 20th.
What do you make of him taking the substance? The substance was a substance that was used to cut weight. What do you make of him doing that? Because I know before he had accused Joshua of using stuff.
You know, like I said, it was a disappointment. I don't know if he didn't have confidence in himself that he needed to do all that stuff, but you know, stuff happens, you know.
Right page, because you don't have to like do steroids and none of that to be a great athlete. I mean, he ain't gonna be the first one that happened to, because Armstrong knew he cheated his motherfucking way up there in the right way though. He had doctors and people waiting in the lobby and giving up phone calls. If he would have did it like that, he probably would have got away with it.
So what did you make of it when you did hear about it? Like, what was your
I just heard it from you right now.
Oh, so that was the first time you heard it?
Yeah. I've been focused on Danny, like.
So he got tested yesterday, and they told him, I believe VADA told him, like, hey, you tested positive for the substance. He went in the gym, still training, and he didn't really say much. Today, the New York Commission said, hey, no,
they banned him.
Failed. We're not going to license you.
So I'm glad the commission stepped it up, because a lot of commissions, they don't step it up. They just leave it up to the fighters and the promotion. So I'm glad they did their job.
Does it make it worse when it's an athlete in boxing in a combat sport? Because we're talking lives here, right?
No, you're right, because this could really kill you. Because you got to understand that MMA is a good sport too, but they get knocked out, they live again. But when you take a beating for 12 rounds, it beats you down. So boxing is more dangerous, believe it or not, than MMA. Because MMA, I mean, you get kicked in the face and all that. That probably hurts too, an elbow in your face. But when you get 12 rounds, and that's why boxing in the 18th century was scheduled for 50 rounds. So they start at 12 o'clock in the afternoon under the sun in the baseball field. And Jack Johnson was the only fighter that ever won 25 rounds. They were scheduled for 50 round championships. And then they kept cutting it down to 15 rounds in the 80s, and now it's 12 rounds because of that reason. Because fighters get beat down where you could get knocked out and live again. But if I beat you slowly, I'm killing you slowly. So people understand. So if you do some kind of substance to improve yourself to box or to do anything, then you cheat and then you put in somebody else's life. So people like that, if they get caught in a tournament or a fight, they should go to jail because that's murder.
So you think that should happen to Miller?
Well, I don't think it should happen to him because he got caught outside the ring. But I'm saying if you get caught after a fight, you beat a guy down bad, and you get caught with substance in your body, you should get prosecuted for that. That's like taking shit out the gloves.
Yeah. 2 questions, Angel, on that topic. One, what do you think? Do you think what they're doing now is good in terms of the punishments, or do you think they should be stricter?
Well, they should be stricter because you got to make an example. Because if I suspend you for 2 years, that's like pity pat. That's nothing. But you got to come down on that because you got to understand there's people's family in the rings. So you got to understand when people talk about fighters and they'll bash an opponent. Yes, he does. Or you get a loss, you get bad, like you no good. you got to look at the sport. Like, people go in there. You remember, these guys sign a contract before they go into a bout. Who they're going to leave, whatever, to. So that tells you everything right there. So you got to understand that people out there love these boxers. Not only fighters. We see them as fighters. They gladiators. Because it takes a real gladiator to get in there knowing. Because if I tell you let's fight, and you be like, yeah, you hyping it up. And when I'm not looking, you're going to tell your homie, yo, stop it before we go outside. Because God didn't make us to fight. God made us to be lovers and breed. You got to be a special guy for this, brother. That's why you guys got them cameras in your hand. Y'all got all the power right here. Because people listen to you guys. And you guys need to talk good about great fighting, talk good about guys that probably caught an L on a bad night. So when you guys bash these guys, because people listen to you guys. A lot of people don't know the sport. So y'all teaching these guys. Or the people out there, ladies, women, whatever. They learning from you guys, because y'all got the power in your hands right here.
I wasn't following it, but I see something about steroids.
Yeah, for substance. Fight's off now.
Sheesh. I mean, that sucks for him. That sucks for him. Yeah, that's how much he was making? Damn. I would have just took some B12 and called it a day.
It's a lot of paper. It's a lot of paper. Lot of paper.
Shit.
A lot of paper.
Why risk it? You feel me? Why risk $6 million for? I mean, if you better and you train hard,
go out and prove it.
Just go out there and whoop him. You feel me? You don't need.
Yeah, the substance is to
steroids gonna mess around, give you.
And he's a bigger guy.
He's a heavyweight though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I didn't think I should be taking some shit to cut weight.
Last night it dropped. Big Baby Miller. Have you ever heard of this GW 1516? I hadn't heard of it.
No, it's a new one now.
Yeah.
It's very, very powerful, and I still say if they fine them for life, they won't do drugs.
Ban them for life?
Yes, if you find they get a slap in the wrist. Who cares?
Right.
I mean, you won't do the drugs if you chance the ban of life.
Right.
Hey, it's attempted murder. It's a combat sport. Let's face it. They should be banned forever.
That's heavy duty stuff.
It is heavy duty, but it's the way it is. It's true.
I just find it very sad that fighters taking drugs for just for extra help in fights. I think they should be banned for good. I mean, I know Miller is a nice guy, but you know what the thing is, when you're taking a substance that's helping you and cheat, and you know, I just think that it's unfair, and I just feel sad for Andy Joshua, who obviously 4 weeks, all that training he's done, he has to now change the opponent. Is it the right time to do it, or maybe it's the time to kind of take a break? I remember having that time when I had the fight against Lamont Peterson, the rematch. He got caught being positive, and I came back and took a rush to fight against Danny Garcia and was knocked out. So big time, that only happened because I rushed the fight, in my opinion. If I didn't rush that fight, then I only had trained for 3 weeks for Danny Garcia, and I think trained for 12 weeks before that, but 3 weeks just to change my game plan. It's not enough time, so I don't want that. I don't want Andy to rush. I want him to follow follow his mind, follow what he believes in.
I'm gonna go with the last one.
Yeah.
Not my division, it's not my deal.
Right.
But it sucks, man. It hurts the sport of boxing, man.
Right.
It's the only thing that sucks about it. And obviously, I'm not a heavyweight. You know, wish I would be. You know, I don't got the height for it. But
what's your take on PEDs usage overall? I've never really talked to you about it, man.
I'm just saying, like, why? What's the reason for it?
To get that edge.
Yeah, but you're just cheating yourself, man. You know, like, I can't live with me personally. I can't live with the fact that you know,
your God-given talent.
Yeah, like I can't live with the fact that I needed some type of substance to enhance my performance in order for me to become world champion or something like that. Like, I don't see the reason for it, man. But everybody has their own different opinion on it, their own different aspects of how they look at things. So it sucks, man. The only thing is, like, why? Like, you hurt in the sport of boxing when you do these things, because you're gonna get caught eventually.
Right.
It's not now, it's gonna happen later. And obviously it showed. Look what happened yesterday. And it's sad, you know, the show must go on as always.
Yes.
So you're still gonna see Anthony Joshua fight June 1st, you know, but it's not gonna be against Big Baby Miller. It's gonna be against someone else. And you know, they have enough time to have somebody else. Hopefully it's a better fight, you know.
I'm not sure if you heard, but Miller failed another drug test for him.
That's so unfortunate. That's so unfortunate because the way that the testing is today, Yes, there's geniuses out there making illegal drugs that sometimes can get by, but this young man not only put his future on the line, but his health on the line, and in a fight that could make him a household name. You're not going to get away with it. You're going to get caught. Unfortunately, he gets caught in a situation where he's fighting the best heavyweight in the world, one of the best heavyweights in the world, and now he can't.
Top 3 for sure, and a $6 million payday.
And not only that, he's fighting him in his hometown. He's fighting him in the U.S., in New York, in his backyard. All that's going for him, and unfortunately, some misguided fool convinced him, or he convinced himself that it wasn't going to show. It just seems that what's that, Murphy's Law, when it's supposed to go wrong, it's going to go wrong, and it went wrong for him, and now he has to rebuild. I don't know what the consequences will be for him, but I've always been on record of saying that they should be banned for 3 or 4 years. Let them sit out, let the punishment fit the crime, because they're going in and they're gonna put in danger the other man's life because of what they're doing. They should be banned from boxing for at least 3 or 4 years.
Man, he'll learn from this and hopefully grow from it. But I'm disappointed, and I'm just praying for his strength through this process and not, he blew a huge opportunity.
Do you think people are being too harsh on him? There's been other people who have failed tests and they are fighting him tonight.
No, anybody who does PEDs, people are going to be hard on them. I wouldn't expect that. Like, I don't care who it is. When I heard about Canelo, I felt the same way. But with him, it's been 3 failed tests and 3 different things. And I mean, it's not really much I can say about it, but it's still bad either way.
Do you think it's very unfortunate anytime that you see guys blow a big opportunity like that? It was the biggest fight of his life. He had a great opportunity, just down the drain. There's no room for cheating in boxing, period, under any circumstances. So, that's on him.
In terms of punishment, what do you think the commission should do in terms of set like a precedent?
It's not up to me to say that. I just think that there's no room for it in the sport. Fighters, they especially if you're on the other side of it, they put in the work. They work hard. They put their life on the line to go out there and compete, and then these kind of things happen. It's just unfortunate, and it's a lot more of it out there in the sport. The guys aren't getting caught. But
you think so? It's like more rampant than what we see on the surface?
Most definitely.
Yeah?
Most definitely.
Why? Why is it such a more rampant problem, and why don't we hear more about it?
Well, I mean, guys are always looking to gain some type of advantage instead of, putting in the work and just getting it done the right way. The guys are always looking for a way to, cut a corner. But again, there's no room in the sport for it. Guys who are busting their ass, putting in the work, grinding. There's no room in the sport for that.
What do you feel would be the right type of punishment? You feel a year is a pat on the wrist? A lot of people have said that and come out and said that they feel anything less than a year would be a pat on the wrist.
You know what? You have to look at the extent of what he's done. Like I like Jarrell Miller, right? I like his company. For a couple of years now, I've done everything I can to give him the best opportunities in his career. I gave him chances on HBO. I signed him to DAZN. I gave him more activity than any heavyweight in the world. Then I gave him the Anthony Joshua fight for more money than he would have ever dreamed of, and a shot at the world heavyweight title in New York at Madison Square Garden. And he fucked it up. He took a liberty. And the thing that cuts me the deepest is Anthony Joshua is not just a friend of mine, a client of mine, sorry, he's a friend of mine. And what he has done is he has tried to gain a physical edge to hurt him in the ring. And for me, that is unacceptable. And to come out after the first test and swear blind that you've never touched anything. This is a sabotage. The manager says this is racism or something like that. And then that comes out 2 weeks later. And then you go, actually, yeah, sorry, I hold my hands up. That's bad. This is beyond someone that's just taken, like if he would have failed the first one, He could have said, oh yeah, I took this supplement and I didn't know. What he's done is downright cold-blooded cheating. Human growth hormone and EPO. It's like, you're talking about, I mean, I don't know if it's, you'd have to speak to a doping expert. I'm presuming you inject that shit, right? So why have you done this? Is it out of fear? Is it just because you wanted to hurt or, but this is a fight game. People have died in that ring. People get damaged for life in that ring. And to do what he has done is cowardly, in my opinion. The situation is he doesn't have a license with the New York State Athletic Commission because it's expired. So they can't punish him. They can only refuse his license. So he can go to any other commission and apply for a license. I don't think he'll get one. A year is very, very, very kind to Jarrell Miller, in my opinion. And I'm all for forgiving. Do you know what I mean? People make mistakes. This isn't a mistake. At no point did he not know. In no point was he talked into it. This is cold-blooded cheating to do damage to Anthony Joshua. And I'm so pleased out of all this, and this has been a horrible week for my life as well. Anthony Joshua didn't get in the ring with that guy because Anthony Joshua will never, ever, ever quit. And we could have had a situation there where after 8 or 9 rounds, what the fuck's going on here? And then say something happened to Anthony. We'd never be able to forgive ourselves. So for that reason, it worked. Do you know what I mean? VADA worked. And you can't escape VADA when you do the testing processes that we do, which is the proper way to do it. So in terms of ban, it's not for me to say. I'm still disgusted at him. Disgusted. Because he texted me after the first one.
What did he tell you?
He said, I can't believe this. I'm not taking anything. This is a joke. Blah, blah, blah. And I believed him, I knew he'd taken something, but I wanted to believe that he wouldn't be that stupid. I wanted to believe that he wasn't a cheat. You sign up for VADA testing, they're coming. So what, were you looking for a way out? Did you not really want the fight? Were you scared? I don't know. It's confusing because not only is it outrageous, to do it when you've signed up. I mean, it was never over the moon about signing up for VADA testing, but we don't let a Joshua fight go ahead for this reason. Because Joshua hasn't built and worked all his life to get into a position to give it away to a cheat who don't deserve it.
Did he text you after the second one? No, but after the second and third, did you text him?
I don't want to talk to him. I've got nothing to say to him. He knows, He don't want to talk. He ain't messaged me since the second or third one. I mean, not being funny, and people ain't got to apologise to me, but I put the money up. We've done all the global tour. We've spent $500,000. So it's just not honest people, and I don't want to be around. I don't want to work around people that aren't honest sportsmen. If you can't do it the right way, don't do it at all. Don't take the fight.